Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about our cabin. If you have looked at the video we posted last week, I did our big cabin reveal. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about what made us decide to buy a cabin and a little bit more in detail and how we even did that, right? So, as I have shared before, we are an entrepreneurial family. We homeschool, we own multiple businesses, we're real estate investors, we're really, really busy. And so, oftentimes, we've just been in a place where it's just like we're not seeing each other in the past. Especially before 2020. 2020 has changed that whole situation. But in the past, our kids are in multiple sports. We're driving up and down the road. We're working. We're trying to manage cooking. And just life just been, day to day can be a lot sometimes when you're working on starting something new and pursuing your dreams. And we have just found like rest is just like so important. I mean, we've had times that life like sat us down, and moving into 2020, we actually, before the pandemic, we decided like, hey, we are going to prioritize rest. It's just like, I remember prior to the pandemic, I was getting in the habit of going to a hotel and just like taking a night away to hotel. And so I would go to a hotel and relax and watch TV and just wake up when I wanted to. And man, because I was so refreshed, I would come back like the best wife, the best mom, just like, and it's such a beautiful, like, rested place, right? So it's the same concept with the whole family. We decided we want to take a month off. Like, we want to take a whole month off. How can we do this? And on top of that, can we buy a piece of property where we can actually go to during that month off and just truly relax? Because the temptation is if we stay here at home, we're going to find things to do. People are going to stop by the house and give us more work. And we do not have a problem working in this house. Okay. So, so the desire was to just find a place where we can find refuge and rest, at least for 1 month out of the year. And then often as much as we could, during like once a month, twice a month, we can bless other people who need rest too. And so that was the goal. So we have been traveling to North Georgia for 10 years since we've been in Atlanta. And both my husband and I, we come from like the country. So like we both grew up in city or suburb, but our families, like our parents, were like raised in the country. So both of us as kids would, be dropped off for the summer. Y'all know how it is. And your parents like, I'll see you next week. I'll see you in 2 weeks. And we are used to that country life. So it's like we would love, being in a city and being near downtown. We want our kids to also be able to experience that environment. So we wanted something with acreage, plus a place that would be private and will be like a source of refuge and rest for us. So when it came to financing, it was like, okay, in the past, we've done various real estate strategies in order to purchase properties. We have put 20% down on properties. We bought our first property, we put 3% down, and we, turned the basement into a real estate income generating property. So it's like, what do we do? And so I learned a couple years ago that you can purchase what they call a second home or vacation home for only 10% down instead of the full 20% down, right? And so it's like, okay, well, that's great. We can put down 10% on the property if it's more than at least 60 miles away from where you live. You can get with a lender, only put 10% down, And if we find something that doesn't need a lot of work, but is a really good property that we will enjoy, but that is also in a good area that is appreciated in value, this could be a win-win for us. So that's exactly what we did. And our other goal was, it was like, okay, and we also want to be near a place where we can, if we put it on Airbnb for just a couple weekends out the month, while we're not using it, we want it to be somewhere where people like from Atlanta can come and find other things to do. So like we went to Blue Ridge and Ella J and, you know, Helen, Georgia. And we not only go to the cabin and enjoy the fire pit and the jacuzzi, we also like to go to the downtown and go to the restaurants and go hiking. So we wanted to find a place that also had things to do nearby. So, you know, I talked about in my previous video how we had the challenge of like diversity and all of that. So we ended up buying near a place where had a local town nearby that was like, it was a place that we felt comfortable if we went out to dinner and things like that. So we were able to find a property. It's like a diamond in the rough and a really nice lake community. We have a local lake less than a quarter of a mile from our home. Our house is on 2.5 acres, which is amazing. So we have room to grow, expand, etc. And it was something where we could move our furniture in and do light renovations. Like doing like a full renovation from like an hour away was something that was kind of scary for me. So we bought our cabin for $220,000 and we got a loan through a mortgage company. We put 10% down. And then so far we put about $15,000 into it to like the paint. We opened up the walls. We bought furniture. We laid gravel in the driveway. We've done all those types of things. And what's crazy is, so we bought it for $220,000. We put 10% down. We put another $15,000 in it. Today, only after like maybe 6 months of owning it, we've already accumulated around $50,000 to $60,000 in equity because we bought in a really great area. So that's a good thing. We're excited about that. And we're looking at it as our starter cabin. It doesn't have like all the size that we would want to host our entire family because it's only 3 bedrooms. But we're looking at it like, this is great. Let's enjoy this. Let's renovate it. Let's have fun with it for a few years. We'll sell it. And then our plan is to use the equity that we make in this property to buy our forever dream vacation home type of thing. So, man, that was a lot. But what questions do you have for me? Drop it in the comments below. Have you thought about buying a cabin? Have you thought about buying a vacation home? Maybe you're a beach person. What questions do you have for me? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell all of your friends. See you next time.